Football robots will be better than Messi, claims expert. Serial Ballon d'Or winner Messi, 30, is widely considered the world's best, but estimations suggest his dazzling ability will be overtaken in under 3 decades. In an exclusive interview with DailyStar Online, futurologist Dr. Ian Pearson believes, by then, cyborgs will run faster, dribble better, shoot harder and pass with more accuracy than the human race could ever manage. The former cybernetics engineer and founder of REUTERS, a website dedicated to future technology, has given this website an prediction of just 28 years in the future. That would be a remarkable feat given that only 28 years in the past, Gary Lineker was leading England's forward line. Dr. Pearson, 57, exclusively told us, in any sport a robot could lift more, it could jump higher, it could run faster, it could make faster turns on a football field, and it could hit the ball harder. Machines can communicate in ways you and I can't. Dr. Pearson, you would teach it basic rules. The robots, the way they train them today is they guide them through various paths. So robots learn the best way to do it. You say you've got to kick this ball, and it has to go between these 2 posts. It could practice that until it could do it really well. But once it has done that, it can pass that information on to any other robot. Machines can communicate in ways you and I can't. Asked if they will be better than Messi by the year 2045, he responded, "I would think so. I think they will be much better. The reason they will surpass the world's best footballers," he says, "is the potential to program robots with the ability of other robots and keep improving. For instance, it is impossible for the Argentine superstar to transfer his ability to cut inside, dribble and curl the ball in with his left foot to another human being." But Dr. Pearson says once we have equipped a robot with the ability to do this, it will be possible to program other robots to do the same and continue improving. The former rocket scientist who worked on missile design added, "I can't transfer things into your brain, except by talking to you. It can just transfer electronic signals, and then a robot would have exactly the same memories and muscle memories as another would have, and the same skills. If you train one, you've trained them all." If an ambitious investor fancied designing football robots to achieve sporting supremacy, the Brit expert believes they can do this with the use of electroactive polymer. The gel-like substance would act as a material that moves in much the same way as a human muscle does, providing force. And the technology has improved so much that only 2 years ago, the material would have made an athlete robot 5 times as strong as a human being. But in 2017, Dr. Pearson contends, we can comfortably predict a footballing robot will possess more than 15 times as strength as a human. He told us, "So you could make the muscle with that electroactive polymer and cover the shell with it, and fill in the rest with silicone gel. You would end up then with something almost exactly like a human body. You could make it a lot stronger, the muscle fibers. At the moment they are about 10–15 times stronger." If we'd had this interview 2 years ago, they would have been 5 times stronger. You could make a robot 15 times stronger even using stuff we know about today. It is possible it could be a lot better than that. But before England fans start getting ideas about ending 51 years of hurt, Dr. Pearson says they are unlikely to play among humans because they would render the beautiful game a hellish bore fest. He argues that by possessing limitless ability, they would rob the game of the unpredictability that keeps fans coming back for more. So if you make a robot that can score from inside his own half at every attempt and clock 200 miles per hour speeds, it would generate very little appetite, he says. He continued, if robots were running around at 200 miles per hour and knocking the ball in, it would not be much fun to watch. If you wanted to make a robot, there would not be anything stopping you doing that. You can also make one sprint fast as well. I don't think the barrier is technology, I think the barrier is if there is any point. We think it is fair to assume, however, that any robot made in England would likely suffer a system error when taking penalties at a major tournament.